12, the Arizona State Sun Devils. From the Big 12, the Texas Tech Red Raiders. They played last year in Tempe. Tonight, they play at Jones AT&T Stadium in Lubbock, Texas. That's Michael Barton. He punted last year. He's been handling the kickoff duties for Texas Tech. Kalen Ballage is one of the players back deep to receive for Arizona State, along with Kyle Williams. At about 6 o'clock tonight, a heavy West Texas thunderstorm came through. Lightning, some serious cloud-to-ground lightning, high winds, heavy rain for about 15 or 20 minutes. The field was cleared. Fans made their way to the concourse. Teams went back to the locker room. The storm stopped a little bit before 7 o'clock. The all clear had the teams back on the field by around 7:20. And now here, exactly 1 hour later than initially scheduled, the game kicks off with the leg of Michael Barton angling this to the left and out of bounds. So Arizona State will have the good fortune of fine field position to start the game because of the kickoff out of bounds by Michael Barton. Chris Coit leads this officiating crew tonight. He's the referee, and we will already be hearing from him here off the jump.
I never want to start a game like that, giving the opponent good field position. Also quiets a crowd that wasn't dampened at all by the weather you spoke of.
Arizona State 1-1 will start at the 35-yard line with Manny Wilkins at quarterback. 2 games this year, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Threw for a little bit over 2,300 yards last year. Low snap to him. An underneath throw and is caught on the left-hand side by N'Keal Harry. And Harry picks up the first down. A run up near midfield, and definitely one of the players to watch for the Arizona State Sun Devils offense.
Well, he wears number 1, and he's their number 1 wide receiver. He returns right now as just a sophomore out of Chandler, Arizona, but they feature him in a lot of ways.
Gain of 12 yards with his 12th catch of the year. But nothing doing on first down for Arizona State as Jordan Brooks leads the way inside, and Deshaun Johnson will be one of the players to watch tonight for the Texas Tech defense.
Well, he's such a playmaker, and he returns. He forced a fumble last week. He's always around the ball. He's the leader of a secondary that has been rebuilt. He's the only returning starter from a year ago. After a gain of 2 on first down, Harry with his second catch. Harry is cut down to the 45-yard line of Texas Tech, shy of the first down. Good hit delivered on the Texas Tech defense by Monte Dorsey, a safety from Cleveland, Mississippi, a junior. As you can see, Arizona State, they like to go up tempo. 3rd and short. And before they could snap on 3rd down and 1, it looks like bad news for Arizona State. Well, that's just a little Texas kerosene on the fire of this crowd. And that's not what Todd Graham wants. They've been good with controlling penalties in the first 2 games, but this puts them in a much more precarious 3rd down possession. Only Navy and Fresno State averaged fewer penalties than Arizona State's 3 per game here early on in 2017. But a 5-yard penalty turns this into 3rd and 6. Kyle Williams went in motion, and they'll throw it back to him. Dumps it over the shoulder. Williams up near the first down marker. Maybe stopped just a tiny bit short by Octavius Morgan, the junior corner from Greenwood, South Carolina, and Butler County Community College. So you're going to see Kyle Williams just kind of go in motion. They come back here, and they're going to flip it to him. 3 guys are in on the tackle, including Morgan, short of the first down, but there has been a roughing the passer penalty against Texas Tech, 15 yards and the automatic first down. To the Red Raider 29-yard line. Ballage. This is the penalty 1 play prior, Brian. You're going to see he gets the ball out of his hands. It's a late hit from a defensive tackle. Mike Lynn Thomas. Yeah, Mike Lynn Thomas right there. They call Big Mike. That's a tough go for defensive tackle. They're about 6 deep at defensive tackle. They think they're a little bit bigger and better inside.
Another running play for Ballage on 2nd and long. Hit initially at the 25, able to move one of those defensive tackles. Broderick Washington, he's 295 and was not able to immediately wrestle down Ballage.
Arizona State runs what you call a spread RPO, run pass option offense.
A box. I don't think that is supposed to be in the playbook for Todd Graham and offensive coordinator Billy Napier. I know they're trying to change the playbook and put in the Alabama offense where Billy Napier was a wide receiver coach, but
all kinds of thoughts you can have. Slide like a fox. All I know, he got on the field without a press pass. That's pretty sly right there.
And nobody from security was able to catch him either. 3rd down and 4. They fake the fly sweep. Roll out for Wilkins, running out of room and throws it away. Good pressure by Broderick Washington. Also Lonzel Gilmore along the sideline. And 3 minutes into the game, this time Texas Tech has forced a 4th down. There is no penalty to sustain the drive for the Sun Devils.
Did a good job of covering Kalen Ballage out of the backfield off bootleg motion. Wants to make sure that there's no penalties here. Stay onside.
Brandon Ruiz got a great leg. He's a freshman kicker, but he misses the 41-yard attempt to start the game. He's made from 52 this year, but a miss from 41. Arizona State's first drive comes up empty-handed. Red Raiders will have the ball after the missed field goal when we return here to Fox. Texas Tech's defense with a hold, stopping the drive at the 23, then a missed field goal. Nick Shimonek and the Texas Tech offense start at their own 23. He's a 5th-year senior from Mildred, Texas. Completed first 14 passes in his first start 2 weeks ago at Texas Tech's 56-10 win against FCS Eastern Washington. Standing and throwing and incomplete. Geeky QT, who we will see a lot tonight. We probably won't see him do that a lot, not bring in a pass, though.
Well, he's their #1 receiver. You'll see him inside. You'll see him outside. Caught a couple of touchdown passes from Shimonek in the first game 2 weeks ago, but they really like just his all-around game.
Shimonek is a transfer from Iowa as a backup to Pat Mahomes. He's appeared in 6 games over the last 2 seasons. 26 for 30 passing. And his start 2 weeks ago against Eastern Washington, but 0 for 2 tonight because Alani Latu, A.J. Latu, with a batted down pass at the line of scrimmage. One of the other defensive linemen is who will be keyed in and on tonight for the Arizona State Sun Devils defense, Karan Crump.
You're looking at him, #4 there. He's a pass rush specialist. 4.4 speed. He can eat up a lot of grass now chasing you, and he'll be all over the field. Got a vicious spin move, and every offense will be aware of it.
He plays the devil position on the Arizona State defense, a hybrid defensive end linebacker spot. 2 incompletions. Shimonek is in a lot of trouble. He gets rid of the ball and then finds a receiver. Derek Willis caught it and maneuvers his way up the sideline, and they have managed to make something out of that. Looks like they're going to put him out of bounds, short of the first down, though, about a yard short.
Well, they've got good coverage here. The pocket collapses as the defensive tackle beats the left guard, and that's a page out of Patrick Mahomes' book right there. Just trying to extend the play, but that was not a good first series for the Texas Tech Red Raiders with the drop, batted ball, and then pressure on Shimonek.
Dominic Panazzolo. And the rugby-style punt as he maneuvers over to his right. Looks like we'll see Demario Richard now, which is good news for Arizona State. The senior from Palmdale, California, only carried 1 time in the first game. He battled injuries last year and ran for about 600 yards. 2 years ago, though, Demario Richard ran for over 1,100. Flush from the pocket. Manny Wilkins throws the ball to the sideline, and it's caught by N'Keal Harry. He's bumped out of bounds with coverage by Jalen Lane, and the pass is ruled incomplete. Good pressure, and a pass a little bit off target for Harry to make the catch and bounce.
Yeah, you get good pressure there from Broderick Washington Jr. And then Tony Jones, the junior college transfer, with the hit. They got 4 JUCOs that came in this spring that are starting on defense.
Now Richard will run the ball, 28-yard line, 2nd down and 10 to the 35. Jordan Brooks, leading tackler last season for Texas Tech with 86. He had 7 in the opener and brings him down after 7.
Arizona State has changed their left tackle and their center and their tight end for tonight's game after the first 2 games where they were very disappointed in how they ran the ball.
The center is now Cole Cabral. And Zach Robertson is in at left tackle, and it's a read and a run, and staying on his feet. Nice stiff arm by the quarterback, Manny Wilkins. Deshaun Allen with a tackle. Arizona State up-tempo as they bring it into Red Raiders territory.
Well, you know, this is a run-pass option offense that Todd Graham favors. Billy Napier, the new offensive coordinator here. Wilkins isn't a big guy, but he's tough, and he showed it on that run.
Just ran for 19 yards, and this will be N'Keal Harry running on the reverse. The play started going left. It comes back right on the run by Harry, and he's bumped out of bounds near the Texas Tech 30 by Willie Sykes.
We're going to see a lot of big plays tonight. N'Keal Harry has a chance to make a lot of them on this reverse. Just trying to get Texas Tech with all of that adrenaline flying to start this game, go in one direction and then reverse the field.
Well, we've seen an 18-yard running play for the quarterback. We just saw a 17-yard running play on the reverse, bouncing off the line after the initial contact. Short gain for Kalen Ballage on 1st down.
Billy Napier just spent 5 years coaching with Nick Saban at Alabama. He's installed the entire Alabama offense, maybe too much, and then he spent years at Clemson with Dabo Swinney. So he has coached some of the finest, with some of the finest coaches, and coached some of the finest receivers in both places.
This is the 4th all-time meeting between the Red Raiders and Sun Devils. Regular season wins for Arizona State in 1999 and 2016. 2013 Holiday Bowl win for Texas Tech in San Diego. Jordan Brooks leads a host of Texas Tech defenders on a run up the gut by Demario Richard.
Well, Jordan Brooks led this team in tackles a year ago as a freshman, and he's a real middle linebacker now. Number 1's going to come into your picture, but there he is. He's lined up with the line of scrimmage. All of 240 pounds out of Houston. He looks like a middle linebacker.
Eli Howard helped out and got him low. And this is right around the spot on the field where the Texas Tech defense was able to deliver a stop on 3rd down. Before 3rd and 6, a timeout taken by Todd Graham and Arizona State. A game that was 68-55 last year is still scoreless just over 6.5 minutes in. Out of an Arizona State timeout in the first quarter, they are at the Texas Tech 25 with 3rd down and 6. A quick throw. N'Keal Harry has it, but he has nowhere to go. Jalen Lane, the first one there. And his ability to contain him in the open field, Brian, allowed the rest of his defensive mates to come in on the stop.
No question. Here he is playing bump and run right here, N'Keal Harry. But he fights off the block here of Robertson, and he makes the tackle in the open field, and they are much better at corner this year with 2 JUCO transfers, Murray and Lane, than they were at any point here in the last 5 years.
Ruiz, the freshman, missed earlier from 41. That one is on the money. It was an 8-play drive, Brian, that had 5 running plays, covers 46 yards, ends in a 44-yard Arizona State field goal.
But after giving up 68 points last year, Mark, holding teams to field goals is a victory for Texas Tech, and really a brand new defense, a defense rebuilt with a lot of new players.
A defense that surrendered an average of 43 points at FBS high last year, and also a defense that surrendered an FBS high 554 yards a game. Maybe one.
Yeah, might not need one.
If you blink, you might miss it. Justin Stockton will run the ball for the first time in the game. known for his speed, but Bryant lowers his head and is able to drive through contact of Christian Sam to pick up some yardage after contact, a gain of 5.
Well, Texas Tech had a bye last week, but in their first game, they ran it 40 times. They threw it only 30.
And here is the up-tempo offense and a completion to Dylan Cantrell. Forward progress will give him the first down, even though he was pushed backward by Joey Bryant at corner.
Cantrell is one of 2 wide receivers that are a captain on this team. A lot of leadership, a lot of seniors like Cantrell, been here a long time, excelling in the leadership department.
58 catches last year for Dylan Cantrell, 5 now this season. Texas Tech's first down of the game puts them at the 38-yard line. Stockton has big play capability, but once again we see him running through a tackle and totes it up near the 45.
Well, Stockton is a very capable guy. He's a senior in typical Texas Tech back.
That went for 6 yards. Now it's a pitch and catch to Cameron Batson along the sideline. And for the second straight time, Texas Tech converts the first down on their second down snap. At least at this point, it looks like going into the defensive line will be Rennell Wren. Wren is joined by JoJo Wicker and Tayshawn Smallwood up front on the D-line for Arizona State.
Yeah, he's not the pass rusher, anything like Karan Crump. So that's going to help Texas Tech passing attack as if they need any more help right now.
In a stand-up defensive end position is A.J. Latu. And Shimanek faked the handoff, then faked the option pitch, and now he's just going to heave it out of bounds. 1st and 10 will go for an incompletion.
Well, that was just a read option where they're really faking it to Nisby inside, and then it's a quarterback option with Stockton and Shimanek one-on-one, and they took the read away. That was a smart play by Shimanek just to throw it away.
In the opener against Eastern Washington, Shimanek had 4 incompletions in 30 pass attempts. He already has 3 incompletions in 6 tries tonight. From midfield, an Arizona State 44-yard field goal on the last drive is the only scoring in the game. Pocket collapses. Shimanek stays in there and throws, and it's caught. First down to the 35-yard line. Good throw over the middle to Kiki Qt.
Well, we said Kiki Qt is as close to a true #1 receiver as they have, calling a lot of plays for him.
Back to throw Shimanek. And falls down as he throws off his back foot. They make something out of it. Derek Willies catches a jump ball that will go for a gain of 8 or 9 yards. Not a first down, but very, very close to it for Derek Willies, the senior from San Bernardino, California.
Try that in your backyard tomorrow. Throwing off your back foot, taking a hit, and still completing the pass. Shimanek showing us a lot of ability to extend plays here. Not that dissimilar from what we saw from Patrick Mahomes for 3 years.
Mahomes, the 10th pick last spring in the NFL draft by the Kansas City Chiefs. A hold for Stockton. Bumps off one tackle, stays on his feet. First down easily inside the 20. Christian Sam ultimately brings down Justin Stockton, the junior from Cibolo Steel.
How about Jack Anderson, the true freshman from Frisco, Texas at 6'5", 320 pounds. Starting in their right guard and maybe one of the best prospects they've had come through here in a long time.
After the run of 8 yards for Stockton, the senior, he will carry the ball again. They're in the red zone now. And Stockton is ultimately pulled down by DJ Calhoun, who had 13 tackles in their opening win against New Mexico State.
Well, he's their middle linebacker. He's the senior, and they can run from side to side. They gave up one bad play last week to San Diego State. They gave up a 95-yard run in the second quarter. Other than that, they did a good job of containing a pretty good offense.
Rashad Penny was the player who had the big run last week for the Aztecs. He also caught a touchdown pass and returned to kickoff for a touchdown as well. It's a fly sweep for Kiki Qt on 2nd and 4. He turns it upfield and will go untouched into the end zone. Texas Tech is on the board with a 12-yard touchdown run. Before the opening game, Clayton Hatfield had picked up a knock, so Michael Uten handled the place-kicking duties. But Hatfield, the junior from Bernie, Texas, is back and on the field in his first extra point of 2017. Is good to give Texas Tech a 7-3 lead.
Sure you keep your hands inside and all the fundamentals to it, and it paid off.
Michael Barton with the kickoff. Kalen Ballage wants to run it out of the end zone. A couple of yards deep. Flashing through a hole. And it hit pretty hard outside the 25-yard line. Texas Tech now leads 7-3 after the 12-yard run by Kiki Qt.
That's Karan Crump, the pass rush specialist, banged up on that last drive for Arizona State.
Into the game at running back DeMario Richard. Quarterback Manny Wilkins rolls and throws. And it's caught for a short gain by Ryan Jenkins, a transfer receiver from Tennessee.
That was Jordan Brooks that was chasing him, though. He's been active so far. So much has been talked about this Texas Tech defense. We mentioned a number of times, 68 points during the last year, but a lot of new personnel here. They're just trying to learn how to mesh together.
Just a gain of a yard on the pass play. And a gain of a yard, perhaps two, if the spot is generous. Dakota Allen and Jordan Brooks at linebacker bring down DeMario Richard.
And when we talked to David Gibbs about who he was most worried about as a running back, it was DeMario Richard. And the man they call D. Rich just got shut down for 2 yards. Pretty good job stuffing the run early for David Gibbs' defense.
David Gibbs in his third year as defensive coordinator at Texas Tech.
And he said they didn't sit idle during the bye week. They got after it for a whole week. A lot of scrimmaging, working on getting off blocks.
Empty backfield. Pressure up the middle. Low throw, incomplete. Tony Jones with big-time pressure and a low pass that Wilkins could not deliver on time and on target to Kalen Ballage.
Well, Tony Jones, we've mentioned him. New to this program. Here he is, number 9, just coming on a blitz right up the middle. They don't pick him up. The center and right guard were unable to get to him, and they're moving around. Freed him up on that pressure on third down, and anytime you can hit a quarterback and affect the throw, that's a great play for the defense.
Michael Sleep Dalton from Australia punting tonight with his preferred right foot after kicking left-footed due to an injury in the first couple of games. Nice little return. Cameron Batson doesn't want to give up until he's sure he is down. And he is, with 2:40 left in the first quarter. Good punt by Sleep Dalton for Arizona State after the Texas Tech defense held. And so far, so good in terms of pressure on quarterback Manny Wilkins.
Well, they shut out Eastern Washington in the second half 2 weeks ago. But this is a much better test against really good offensive personnel. What I see so far is great job hustling to the football. Nobody's staying blocked right now. They've been stingy against the run, and that's what Arizona State came in here tonight hoping to do, to really get their rushing attack ignited, and so far it's been a little slow getting started. There was a roughing the passer penalty earlier in the first quarter tonight. That hit, though, by Tony Jones, delivered to Manny Wilkins just right after he threw the ball. From the 28-yard line, Texas Tech's third offensive series, and space to Justin Stockton, and that's where he wants to be, and that's where he is. A lot of space into Arizona State territory before DJ Calhoun is able to run him down, but it's at the 45 of the Sun Devils. Well, Stockton just catching a flare route on the outside, but nice block again by the receiver Cantrell. Officially at the 46, so call the game 26. Shimanek throwing. Wide open Dylan Cantrell. Markers down. Cantrell is still on his feet. Could be first and goal if the play stands. Chad Adams stopped him before the end zone. But at the 38-yard line, there's a marker down.
Receiver, defense number 37. The penalties decline. First down.
Brian, that's on Joey Bryant for Arizona State.
Joey Bryant's a great story. He's a 25-year-old kid that came here out of junior college. He was a high jumper. A 7-foot high jumper has been converted out of junior college here to corner. They like what he can do and his talent, but guilty of a hold on the outside.
At the 11 after a 35-yard pass play to Dylan Cantrell. Desmond Nisby is in at running back. A flare out to Batson. Oh, Batson, what a move! What a move! Cameron Batson put him in the blender and pushed Mix.
If you were playing a video game, you couldn't have moved Cameron Batson any better than they just did. He picks up a great block on the outside by Willies again. Just a hitch pass to the outside. There's Willies 11 getting the block, but there's the back up, the hitch step, and then the burst. And what did Cliff Kingsbury tell us about him yesterday? The smartest, the nastiest, and the fastest player on the team.
What a trio.
Yeah.
And a lot of places to go with the football. Taking a knee in the end zone is Kalen Ballage. And running back Kalen Ballage. In motion was Jenkins. And from the 25-yard line, Mike Glenn Thomas with a big hit on the running play.
Yeah, Big Mike in here stuffing the run, getting good penetration against a rebuilt offensive line here. Really did it. Cole Cabral is the new center. He went from left tackle to center. Zach Robertson has replaced Cole at left tackle, and a new tight end in there.
Cabral is a sophomore from Rancho Cucamonga, California, and a low snap back to Wilkins. Arizona State had a problem getting on it, and ultimately it's Texas Tech who gets on it. The first turnover.
I just mentioned that Cole Cabral is the new center. And when you go from left tackle to center, your first job is to make sure you get the ball back in shotgun. You get the ball back in a snap, and this ball comes low to Manny Wilkins. And then the jumble was on, and there comes Big Mike Thomas out with it. There's a whole lot of Big Mike there inside that uniform.
From Skyline High School in Dallas and Butler Community College, that is 320 pounds of Big Mike in that uniform, Brian.
Yeah, but that's when you change centers the way Arizona State just did during the week, that's what you worry about the most. It's just the snap, the basics.
A.J. McCollum was the...
And I think he was looking at Big Mike, who was right on his nose there, and he was more worried about the man on his nose than he was getting the ball back to Wilkins.
The plays being officially reviewed, I don't see that there's anything that would change the call. Initially, I don't see that. Maybe this angle will say something different.
I mean, there's just a big rugby pile there.
You know, when we spoke to Todd Graham earlier this week, what was one of the things?
First down.
What was one of the things that he emphasized, Brian? He said ball security, and any coach, of course, is going to point to that, but only one turnover, one fumble is all Arizona State's had in their first two games. This fumble, though, really could take some wind out of their sails as they were trying to regroup after back-to-back Texas Tech touchdown drives.
We'll see how aggressive Cliff is right away. Sometimes after a turnover, he'll go strike right away and try to put it right in the end zone on the first play after a takeaway.
And that first play is at the Sun Devils' 22-yard line. And it's in the flat to Justin Stockton. And it's read well, and Stockton pays a heavy price. Alani Latu and Christian Sam belted him out of bounds.
Well, Christian Sam is one of those linebackers that's got to fly around and make those kind of hits for him. Big test here for this defense to slow the Red Raiders down.
Officially a gain of 3. Shemenek, and down he goes. Pressure off the edge. That's the corner, Joey Bryant.
Corner blitz that time from Phil Bennett. And they were going to kind of fake this to Stockton going this way here and then come back. There's nothing back there. Everything was going to the left. He had no protection, and Phil Bennett with the first big blitz getting home that time.
Loss of 10 yards, now back to the 29. Late first quarter, Texas Tech after a turnover, but they've gone backwards here due to Arizona State's 11th sack of the season in 2 games and a quarter. Shemenek now with the heave for the end zone. And
coverage that time to Dylan Cantrell, and this Nick Shimonek is having some fun. I mean, here he is on the outside, and he's working against Joey Bryant. We just talked about him. The coverage is not bad. Look at this throw. He gets his foot right down before the back end of the goal line, or the end zone.
Out of the hold of John De La Garza. The extra point for Hatfield is good. Just like Cameron Matson had 8 receiving touchdowns last year and has his first of 2017 tonight. Dylan Cantrell had 8 last year and his first of 2017 tonight.
He gets that foot down with possession. The coverage was great by Bryant. Stretched arm. Look at how it's when they say it's a game of inches.
Yes,
it might be centimeters. It was that tight. The difference between that being a touchdown and a third down stop. Shimonek's just throwing out his arms like, is this all it is? This all Mahomes did to become the 10th pick in the draft? Just throw touchdown passes in this offense?
the 3rd touchdown pass tonight.
Arizona State's got to get it together right now.
Well, they'll have one more play to run to end the first quarter. Bad snap again, and not on it. Wilkins did pick it up before he got blasted by Dakota Allen, among others. And Tony Jones and Zach Barnes. The snap is proving to be a problem here, Brian.
Well, it is a problem. I mean, it's a terrible snap.
And it was McCollum back in.
McCollum's back in at center, so... I mean, they made the change because they wanted better run blockers up front, but McCollum in there right now with back-to-back terrible snaps from the center.
The first one was Cabral, that one was McCollum, and everything is pointing in a positive direction right now for Texas Tech at home against Arizona State, and in front 21-3 after the... There's a lot of reasons to smile through 15 minutes tonight, and Lubbock. Texas Tech 21, Arizona State 3. There was a fumbled snap on the last play of the first quarter. 2nd down and 19 for Arizona State from their own 16. Wilkins, here comes the pressure, and more yardage lost. Dakota Allen came in late with the sack. Flag is down 2.
They dialed up more pressure that time. Middle linebacker Jordan Brooks and Dakota Allen.
Holding, defense number 9. 10-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
Instead of having the ball at the 5, Brian, big bailout here for Arizona State.
Tony Jones, who's made some good plays, not sure who he was guilty of holding on that play that nullified the sack.
But look how much that penalty cost Texas Tech. Could have had Arizona State at the 5. Meanwhile, they have it at the 26, Arizona State does, with a 2nd down and 9. Under pressure, Wilkins. He'll stand in and throw it. And there's a marker coming in. Incompletion for Jalen Harvey. Coverage by Jashawn Johnson. And a marker in where the pass was incomplete for Harvey.
Arizona State will take it any way they can. Kind of a jump ball type throw.
Pass interference. Defense number 7. 15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
Good matchup between Harvey and Jashawn Johnson. The defensive penalties have bailed Arizona State out early in this game right now.
And week 1 against Eastern Washington, Texas Tech, 11 penalties committed for 120 yards. 3 for 40 tonight. And this has really tilted things in Arizona State's favor field position-wise. But this one is Ballage. Oh, strong. Good run by Ballage. Stayed on his feet after being hit at the line of scrimmage, which was the Arizona State 41. And Ballage at 230 pounds doesn't go down easily, and a big run as a result.
Well, Dakota Allen, 40, has him right there. And he can't bring him down. He broke 2 tackles behind the line of scrimmage, and you can see when Ballage gets ahead of steam up, difficult to bring down.
For 14 yards. Allen. Wilkins rolling. And Wilkins has some space in front of him to run. He's able to make a cut and get outside the corner. DJ Polite-Bray, and will step out of bounds, picking up a first down. Motion for Jenkins, and he will throw it Jenkins' way. And Wilkins tried to lead him too much, or maybe Jenkins wasn't where he was supposed to be. You could see the discussion, the very animated discussion occurring between quarterback and receiver, Brian.
When I say RPO, watch the mesh here that you're going to get. Right there. It freezes the whole. This ball's, that's a touchdown to Jenkins. I mean, that's just a terrible throw that time by Wilkins, but Texas Tech was completely fooled by that fake.
DeMario Richard running it from the 34 near the 30. You see the clapping of Mike Glenn Thomas, who had the fumble recovery earlier, Brian.
That, right there, I mean, that's also Nick McCann in there. Nick McCann and Big Mike Thomas, the two of them. McCann's been lining up on the center sometimes, and he's led to some of those bad snaps.
Richard ran for 3, 3rd down and 7, 2 minutes in to the second quarter. Wilkins will get it out quickly, and on the back shoulder fade, it's incomplete. Looking to go to N'Keal Harry, and there is another marker down.
I think they're going to get Polite-Bray on the interference, which will give the Sun Devils another first down.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting defense number 3.
Wow.
His first foul of the game for unsportsmanlike conduct. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, he defended the play, and then what does he do after the play? There's N'Keal Harry. All right, play's over. Oh yeah, right in just kind of taunting right there. And the flag goes up right away, and those are the type of antics that they're just not going to allow at any level of football anymore. And Cliff Kingsbury pulls them right out of the game.
Polite-Bray came to Texas Tech and played receiver for the bulk of his first 2 seasons before converting to DB late in the 2014 season. Ball to the 16. And on the end around, a stutter step move made by Ryan Newsom. And a big hit along the sideline, and another marker down. And you see Deshaun Johnson, how upset he is after the fact. Newsom is playing for the first time this season tonight after being dinged up and missing the first 2 games against New Mexico State and San Diego State.
Well, Deshaun Johnson is the enforcer back there.
Personal foul. Defense number 7, late hit out of bounds. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
4 penalties, 3 of them resulting in first downs on the drive. Here, the hit.
Well, his foot was out of bounds.
I think it's the afters, yeah. Brian.
Yeah, and then it's just they're throwing him down, just the extra right there that they flagged him on. That won't take the aggressiveness out of Deshaun Johnson, though, but this is a defense right now that is just completely giving this to the Sun Devils.
There have been 4 penalties on the drive. Now, it's a running play on 1st and goal. Kept by Manny Wilkins, the quarterback, inside the 5. Down near the 3.
4 penalties on this drive, 3 of them giving them first downs. Manny Wilkins got to clean the windshield right now.
Defensive holding, defensive pass interference, unsportsmanlike conduct, Brian, twice.
Yeah, this is where Arizona State had so much success the year ago, this part of the field.
They aren't going with the Sparky formation yet. They're throwing the fade, and it is put into the hands of Kyle Williams for a touchdown. It's a first score in terms of a touchdown tonight for Arizona State. Kyle Williams with the grab in the corner of the end zone.
And against good coverage by Jalen Lane in the end zone. Just one of those 50-50 balls, but Kyle Williams was aggressive for it. There's Lane on him. All right, does he squeeze? Wow. That's a great job of hanging on to that ball with one arm as Lane was trying to get it out. Great catch by Kyle Williams, and so needed for Arizona State.
He only caught 7 passes as a freshman last year. Kyle Williams now has 8 receptions this season. 6 already coming into play tonight. 2 catches tonight. This one, a very tough touchdown grab in coverage to give Arizona State got a lifeline with all of the penalties on that last drive, and that is a big boost in their touchdown drive. Baldy. Kyle Williams' 3-yard catch caps it off. 47 yards in penalties and a 75-yard drive.
Yeah, 3 automatic first downs. So Arizona State needed to get on the board just to slow Texas Tech down, maybe get their defense a rest.
Big kickoff by Brandon Ruiz and no chance to return it. Arizona State beat Texas Tech last year 68-55. A game that Texas Tech led 41-37 in the third quarter before Arizona State then roared in front for good. It's been an 18-point lead at its largest for Texas Tech because they had 3 straight scoring drives, Brian.
They like those drives where it's fast, 3 plays. I mean, they can do the 10-play drive, but Texas Tech is known for those drives that are a minute, under 2 minutes. Quick strike.
Justin Stockton started this drive with a 2-yard run. They pick up a blitz off the edge, and Shimanek throws high for Derek Willis.
One of the few errant throws for Shimanek.
Had been 8 straight completions before that.
So now Arizona State on 3rd down. Phil Bennett told us this is a down. If we're going to blitz, this is the down we got to blitz and get after Shimanek. We'll see what Phil Bennett dials up.
First 2 games, opponents converting about 55% of 3rd downs against the Sun Devils defense. 3rd and 8, and a conversion. And a run after the catch by Kiki QT. A strike over the middle, and then a few yards picked up after the catch to the Texas Tech 47, that is.
3-man rush. Too much time and space for Shimanek to find QT.
20 yards to Batson. Batson with another one of those stutter steps. Closed down fairly quickly after this one by the Arizona State defense, but a healthy pickup on 1st down.
Those throws to Batson like that are nothing more than a sweep. And that's what Cliff Kingsbury has done here in his 4 years as the head coach.
Very potent offense. Can they put it together consistently on defense to propel them to the heights that they want to reach? But 5-7 last year, bowl games in 2 of the 4 seasons under Kingsbury. Big man, Desmond Nisby. Undercut after picking up the 1st down. He reached near the Arizona State 41.
They haven't had a back like Nisby here since maybe Bam Morris. The guy at 235 pounds, down from 247 pounds when he transferred in.
And Nisby has a play fake that time, and QT runs under a tackle. Tabalatasi missed him. QT just able to go underneath, and then A.J. Latu catches him from behind.
Well, the fun doesn't start for QT until he has the ball in his hands, and then it's just magic. Now, he is fantastic after the catch.
Gain went for 24 yards into the red zone for Texas Tech at the 17, and he is running downhill. Desmond Nisby almost ran downhill all the way to the end zone. Taken down by DJ Calhoun inside the 5-yard line. High tempo, 1st and goal from the 2. And Nisby, the ball squirts out into the end zone, and it's still loose, and Tabalatasi is on it. It is a touchback if that indeed is how the play stands. Nisby was reaching out for the goal line, but the ball comes out, and right now the ruling on the field
Arizona State
is touchback, fumble recovery in the end zone for Tabalatasi.
Yep. Well, it went through the end zone. Nisby got the ball pulled out as he was trying to stretch across the end zone, trying to get the touchdown, the extra effort. Smart play by Tatalatasi, and this will get looked at. Let's see where Nisby's at. Is he ever crossed the line? Is the line as he tries to reach? Oh, now that ball's out of his hands as he's trying to reach it across. He's trying to reach the ball here with his left hand, and the ball comes out.
Well, you're going to be tested with adversity in the game, and Texas Tech right now facing some after the miscue on offense. Running play to start the series from the 20. Inside to DeMario Richard, the senior from Palmdale, California, hometown of Paul George of the NBA.
Yeah, D. Rich, a guy that has been banged up this year. They're excited about seeing him. That play, Eli Howard kind of stuffing it. So far, Texas Tech run defense has been good up front, and that's what they were trying so hard to rebuild here.
Wilkins on 2nd and 7. Got the ball out quickly and then thrown down short of the first down. The catch is made by N'Keal Harry. Good coverage and tackling in the open field by Octavius Morgan.
Yeah, Octavius Morgan, one of those JUCO transfers from Butler Community College. This Wilkins has a good arm, though. You can see it. It's powerful. Ball jumps out of his hands when he throws it.
And he's throwing it much more quickly tonight. Todd Graham told us this week that the reads need to come faster.
Yep.
The decisions need to come faster. This is 3rd and 1. They're going with a Sparky formation. Back to Ballage on the direct snap. Wilkins, the quarterback, went split out wide right, as you see. And a play that worked for a ton of touchdowns last year works for a first down here for Arizona State.
To the rest of the world and the rest of the country, this is the Wildcats. But the Wildcats or the Sun Devils, that's their chief rival. So they couldn't give it any credibility. So they came up with the name Sparky, and they just executed it perfectly there for Ballage.
Kalen Ballage with a 4-yard run.
Stays with it.
And they will stay with it, yep. And Texas Tech reading at that time. Roderick Washington, among others, bring down Ballage after a short game.
Mark, we saw David Gibbs the week after they gave up the 7 touchdowns in the Sparky formation. And he just threw up his hands and he said, we're just not good enough. You know, we had 7 tries to stop, but we couldn't stop at any of them. They're better this year, and they're playing better right now in this first half.
Back to a traditional set with a snap to Wilkins and the running play for Ballage on a handoff. That was 2nd down and 9. Gain 5. Jordan Brooks stopped him 4 yards shy of the first down.
You always got to watch out for Caleb Ballage out of the backfield. He's an excellent receiver. The loudest I have heard it here at Jones A&T Stadium in a long time.
Third and 4th throw, and it's caught on the move and brought down out of bounds. Nicely done by Kyle Williams, who caught the touchdown earlier in the 2nd quarter, and just dragging across the middle and then room to run after the catch.
Well, he got great protection that time. Manny Wilkins able to stay in the pocket, didn't have to bail, didn't have pressure on his face, allowed Kyle Williams to come underneath on just what they call a shallow cross in his offense. Offensive line looks like they're settling down just a little bit. Watch the protection here. A.J. McCollum back at center. Good pickup here by Nick Ralston. Kyle Williams with the only touchdown for the Sun Devils. Got great speed and quickness in small areas and demonstrated on that catch.
Play action. Wide open. Harvey. Jalen Harvey. First down and more. Down near the red zone for Arizona State.
Well, Jalen Harvey was in motion that time. The safety valve. Here's the hit out of bounds. Oh, wow. What a hit by Kyle Williams on Octavius Morgan. Receivers blocking good tonight.
Went for 15 yards and a bullet and caught by Harvey, who just caught it a moment ago, and down to the 1. Jalen Harvey, back-to-back catches, and Arizona State on the lip of the cup.
Yeah, and Wilkins is getting high. Ball's coming out fast, and they've reshuffled his offensive line. They're giving him some protection now.
Handoff to Mario Richard on 1st and goal. He's in. Touchdown, Arizona State. They have been given a boost, Brian, by miscues by Texas Tech, but Todd Graham at Arizona State will be happy to receive those gifts and turn them into positive plays.
A clear 14-point turnaround from Desmond Nisby's fumble going into the end zone and then driving the 75 yards coming back, and D. Rich finishes the drive with a good spin and his first touchdown of the season.
Arizona State is 6 for 6 in the red zone scoring touchdowns this year. And Arizona State over the last 15 games has scored on 49 of their last 53 red zone possessions. They're within 4 after the short one by quarterback Manny Wilkins really orchestrated that drive. But DeMario Richard finished it off with a 1-yard touchdown run. Wilkins went 4 for 4 on the drive for 66 passing yards. And Arizona State's offense, after the first 4 drives, only 31 total yards, 155 on the last 2. The first of those 2. A lot of penalties by Texas Tech. Touchback for Kiki QT. Texas Tech ball leading by 4. Here's Leslie McCaslin. Leslie.
Well, guys, early on in the second quarter, this Arizona State offense clearly frustrated until a fiery Manny Wilkins got up in front of his guys, waved his arms back and forth and said, "No more mistakes, guys, no more mistakes." Since then, they've had 2 touchdowns in a row and made this a game.
The leadership of Manny Wilkins is something that everyone around the Arizona State program points to as to why he is firmly entrenched as this team's quarterback.
And we saw Danny White, who's now working with Arizona State, the former Cowboy quarterback and former Sun Devil great himself, stop in and talk to us a little bit about it and said the same thing. You know, great leadership qualities, and as Leslie just said, demonstrated.
Back to throw, and a long bomb, and QT catches it. Kiki QT, a huge gain, got behind Kobe Williams, and the ball is all the way down inside the Arizona State 30 at the 27.
Well, we said that QT was their clear #1 receiver, and he's putting on a show here tonight.
This is underneath to Justin Stockton, the running back. Stockton hit pretty hard at the 25-yard line. 48 yards a moment ago to Kiki QT.
Well, you do with no safety in the middle of the field, what you do is you throw it to a patch of grass and let the receiver go get it. That's a great throw by Shimonek. So many guys underthrow that ball and allow the defender to catch up to it.
Had a couple of really good deep balls tonight. The touchdown pass to Cantrell, remember that. High pass, but caught Kiki QT on 2nd down and 6, has the first down. Out of bounds at the 15 of the Sun Devils, brought down by Christian Sam, who's limping as he gets to his feet. Sam missed almost all of 2016 after a very, very good 2015, I would add, with a foot injury.
Well, he was leading the team in tackles going into this drive with 5. They've already lost Karan Crump, their pass rush specialist. So important players. There's Karan Crump, crutches to our right as you look at him. And now watching Christian Sam, the junior linebacker out of Allen, Texas, just north of Dallas. Of course, Todd Graham from Dallas, from Mesquite, Texas, outside of Dallas.
And was the head coach at Allen High School from 1996 to 2000.
There you go.
They've recruited 15 Texans on this Arizona State roster, and Todd Graham says, you know, I understand what Texas high school football is all about, and character, smart, discipline, and tough. All of those players fit what we want at Arizona State. At the 14, beg your pardon, Trey King has his first carry of the game. Trey King, a junior transfer from the Hutchinson Community College in Kansas, is stopped around the 10 by Shannon Foreman for Arizona State.
Well, we said we're going to see a lot of running backs for Texas Tech, and they all do something a little bit different. Trey King with that run off left tackle behind Jacob Hines and Madison Akamanu.
King ran the ball 4 times in the opener. That's his first carry tonight. It went for 4 yards from the 10. Play action. And it is caught. And at the 5-yard line and fighting into the end zone is big running back Mason Reed. Touchdown, Texas Tech.
Shimanek really did a great job of selling the run fake and getting it out to Mason Reed, who is somewhat of even a fullback here at Texas Tech, something that they rarely even have. Again, great blocking on the outside. That time, good blocking from his other running backs there in the play.
Mason Reed, a transfer from Cisco Junior College on I-20 between Abilene and Fort Worth. And his touchdown from Nick Shimanek, 10 yards, 4th touchdown pass of the night, extends the Texas Tech lead back to double digits, 28-17.
Look at that accuracy.
Only 4 incompletions tonight, had only 4 incompletions in the opener against Eastern Washington. Threatened the FBS completion percentage record in the game, held by another former Texas Tech quarterback, Seth Dagey.
And Cliff told us that you can improve accuracy through repetition. He said his quarterbacks get more reps than any other group out there playing college football.
Chance to return this kick for Kalen Balazs. Trying to bust through that seam, but can't. Down he goes at the 26. There's Mason Reed, who just caught the touchdown pass.
He hadn't stopped smiling yet. That's Akamano there, the left tackle. You know, when you catch touchdown passes, Gatorade comes to you. They start serving drinks to you. Yeah, life is good. DeMarcus Felton comes over, gives him a little attaboys. Yeah, they come back again for seconds.
Well, remember, another big back option they have is Desmond Nisby, but Nisby had the fumble on the previous drive going into the end zone. So they get down into the red zone and they go with 220-pound Mason Reed, and it pays off.
Denny Wilkins trying to answer that score right now with 3:23 to go here in the half.
Arizona State has 2 timeouts. Balazs will catch it out of the backfield.
Wow.
And Balazs showing off the high hurdles. Bumped down by Douglas Coleman.
Wow, he went airborne like that. He's every bit of 230 now. Solid as a rock. We've seen him blocking, receiving, tough in the Sparky formation.
That play went for 8 yards. Here's Kyle Williams. And it's Deshaun Johnson who hangs on to him. Well done in the open field by Johnson, the Texas Tech defensive back.
We're talking to David Gibbs, and he said Deshaun Johnson wants Kalen Balazs 7-on-7. He wants it from last year, a little payback. It's good to see Deshaun back out there for this defense. Picked up a little bit earlier. There's Balazs, so 7-on-7. Will they meet here soon?
Arizona State has converted half of their 3rd downs tonight. Direct snap to Balazs on 3rd and 1 in the Sparky formation, and he is thrown back. Mike Thomas grabs him, hangs on for dear life, and ultimately wins the wrestling match short of the marker. Or did he? Oh, they gave him forward progress.
I don't know. Might be worth another look. He did go backwards.
Yeah, forward progress, O'Brien, to the 36.
Let's see. You had to get across the 45. Across the 35, and they spotted at the 36, so he clearly did.
And I would say that the replay certainly proved that to be true. There was forward progress to the 36-yard line. Here's pressure. Wilkins hit low by Zach Barnes. Got rid of the ball.
Zach Barnes' dad played for the Chargers back in the 80s. Pretty good genetics there as Zach Barnes gets to turn the corner and gets the hit on Manny Wilkins.
from Loganville, Georgia.
Yeah, just his 5th career start here. Playing at that right end spot right now for David Gibbs.
Wilkins now 13 of 18 throwing the ball, just over 100 yards. 14 of 19. And the yardage will get a nice little boost because of the moves made by N'Keal Harry. If the play stands, a penalty marker is down. After the juking and jiving by N'Keal Harry was able to maneuver his way through the defense and up to midfield. However,
well, they're going to back him up.
Personal foul, illegal block below the waist, offense. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. We play 2nd down.
Well, that's just a safety issue and a forced call here. So you get the little hit screen on the outside, and here's the block by Harvey. Good call. Have to call it. Takes away some great after-the-catch running from N'Keal Harry.
10 quarters into the season, Arizona State has only been called for 8 penalties. The timing of that one, though, very, very bad for Arizona State. Now looking at 2nd and 25, kept by quarterback Manny Wilkins, running back near the 35-yard line of the Sun Devils.
Well, it's a huge play here. Texas Tech calls timeout because they want to stop them on this 3rd down and get the ball back. And if you leave a few ticks on the clock for Cliff Kingsbury, he's looking to put another dagger into you here, as he's always looking to score from anywhere on the field. He called that timeout.
With 1:12 left in the half.
He's looking at that play sheet there. I don't know how little that writing is, but he got a lot of plays on that play sheet.
Both teams have 2 timeouts. Texas Tech just burned one. Now Arizona State faces 3rd down, and a big 3rd down. They need 11 yards. Motion for Kyle Williams, who has a touchdown catch tonight. It's an open space to N'Keal Harry, but that space is closed down very, very quickly. You saw how many white shirts went to the excellent wide receiver N'Keal Harry. Tony Jones among them, and well short of the 1st down.
Well, they rallied to the football, and that's exactly what David Gibbs wants. You're going to see a whole lot of white jerseys and helmets on their whiteout day. Get to N'Keal Harry, make sure that he doesn't get that 1st down. And that's the type of energy that David Gibbs has been wanting his defense to play with for a long time.
With 1:07 before halftime of this game, the FS1 College Football Halftime Show is coming up shortly. And during tonight's halftime show, we'll look at from the Big 12 today. Number 9, Oklahoma State visits Pitt. West Virginia going for 2 in a row. 7th-ranked Michigan played earlier today, matching up against one of the service academies, Air Force.
Yeah, I think the Big 12 is going to be highly competitive this year, and we're already seeing some great quarterback play from Mayfield and Rudolph. And
it's a block punt. Sleep Dalton has the punt block, and it was almost caught in midair by Reed. It is picked up and recovered by Texas Tech. Jadian High looks like he was the player that came on a middle rush and blocked the punt by Michael Sleep Dalton.
well, Jadian High is a wide receiver. And if you can't get your passes because somebody else is, you got to make something else happen. He was unblocked. I was unblocked on the play. They just let him come free. I mean, Sleep Dalton didn't have a chance.
Nope.
There was only a 3-man rush.
The senior wide receiver from Hereford, Texas, blocks the punt and eventually recovered by Dante Thompson for Texas Tech. 58 seconds left in the half, 2 timeouts for the Red Raiders. A special teams play puts them at the 27 of the Sun Devils. And Simonek is grabbed by JoJo Wicker. Some afters. JoJo Wicker never had a chance to go to Texas Tech. They were hard after him in recruiting, along obviously with Arizona State and USC and other Pac-12 schools.
They just beats Terrence Steele, the right tackle, turns the corner. He's from the high school powerhouse of Long Beach Poly. Gets his first sack of the season. Just a four-man rush. They're helping to pick up the slack of the injury to Karan Crump. That's a huge play for the Sun Devil defense. Bill Bennett's got to love that.
It's a loss of 7 yards.
Last thing you want, Mark, after that block punt is a real big play on offense, and they stopped it to slow him down.
Clayton Hatfield's longest career field goal is 51 yards. So bear that in mind, given that they're snapping it at the 34. Justin Stockton fought off a tackle, stepped out of bounds. Christian Sam is back in. Remember, he limped off earlier in the second quarter, but back on the field and part of forcing him out of bounds.
Yeah, he wasn't limping there, Mark.
Nope.
He was in full gallop, just eating up some grass, chasing down Stockton that time.
Four yards picked back up on the short pass play. Texas Tech tonight is 2 for 3 in third down situations.
Audible call that time from Kingsbury.
3rd and 13. Caught at the 20-yard line, looking for blocks. Cameron Batson has blocks, but mostly he did it on his own. First down, Texas Tech on 3rd and 13.
Leslie McCaslin asked Cliff yesterday, who's your fastest player? He didn't hesitate. He said Cameron Batson. And he showed it, not just the speed, but the quickness as well, juking defender after defender.
Picked up 16 yards. Texas Tech is out of timeouts. They throw it at the 14. And it is complete to Dylan Cantrell. Number 2 in the end zone tonight for Cantrell.
Let me give you some highbrow commentary here, Mark. They can throw and catch it real well here at Texas Tech. This is a great throw by Shimonette. Back shoulder, but look at the catch by Cantrell. He turns his body around. Joey Bryant, who's in pretty good coverage. Great hands by Cantrell.
Nick Shimonette threw for 384 against Eastern Washington before leading the game when it was safely tucked away. Tonight he has thrown for 318 and 5 touchdowns.
This is like the precision of a diamond cutter here. Look at where he puts this ball, coming right into your living room. And then watch the hands of Cantrell. Wow. It always looks pretty to me.
Well, we've already seen one example tonight of a great hookup, throw in the right place, great catch made, the juggling grab by Cantrell from Shimonette earlier in the game, and once again, an example of well-delivered pass, excellent concentration by the receiver from White House, Texas.
It sure is. And, you know, and Dylan Cantrell has been a great player here. He's been injured. He's had some of those, he's fought through all of those, but what a productive player. Cliff saw so much about him this year. He named him one of the captains. First team all-academic Big 12 in 2015. Does it the right way.
Texas Tech has rebuilt the lead to 18 points. That's what it was before they had a bad drive on defense that surrendered a ton of penalty yards. And then after that, they looked like they were going to go right back up by 18 points. And Desmond Nisby fumbled on the 1-inch line into the end zone, and it was recovered by Tautalatasi for Arizona State.
This Shimonette guy, he's playing like he's the natural. I mean, I know it's Texas Tech and it's Cliff Kingsbury, and they just groom quarterbacks here. But he acts like he's been doing this a whole long time. Look at those numbers. He missed 4 last week. He's missed 4 so far. He's got 5 at halftime. They will be talking about him nationally at halftime here today and around the country soon.
Arizona State has 2 timeouts. They go for a big chunk of yardage. Incomplete for Jalen Harvey.
I like the aggressiveness, though, ability to appear the offensive coordinator to try and get a score back, even with 23 seconds. Get the ball down the field.
Well, I think they certainly understand they need points.
Yeah, this is his first game coaching against the Big 12. He's coming out of the ACC and the SEC. He might learn a little bit about this Big 12 offense. You got to score almost every possession.
And those programs, Brian, speaking of Alabama and Clemson. Pressure. Mike Thomas again. Fox College football live from Jones AT&T Stadium in Lubbock, Texas. Texas Tech Red Raiders 35, Arizona State Sun Devils 17. But Brian Baldinger, I'm Mark Followill, and we saw a first half with a lot of offense. Of course, reminiscent of what happened last year when Arizona State won 68-55. But Texas Tech certainly has grabbed the bull by the horns, proverbially speaking, here through the first 30 minutes of the game, Brian.
Nick Shimonek is putting on his show. I mean, there's no other way to say this right now. He's been sensational. He's missed 4 passes. 2 of them were drops. And everything that has come here, I mean, this one, he's going to throw 5 touchdown passes. Here's the Kiki Kuti on the little shovel pass right here on the outside to Cam Batson. Great move by Batson right here. Making the guy miss and then finding the end zone, and then he just starts lighting it up with this kind of, look at this touch pass to Dylan Cantrell. Couldn't throw it any better. All right, and then he gets the ball out here to Mason Reed, the fullback. First catch is a touchdown catch for the Red Raiders, and then this last one to Cantrell was just absolute precision, and Nick Shimonek deserves to celebrate quite a bit here, Mark. And the stats says it all. I mean, 335 total yards. They've had 7 possessions, 5 of them touchdowns right now. So it is all Texas Tech offense, and really the story for the second half is how does Arizona State slow this offense down?
Easier said than done, certainly, for Todd Graham and particularly defensive coordinator Phil Bennett and the staff of the Sun Devils. And perhaps with some more insight on that, we now hear from Leslie McCasler. Leslie.
Well, guys, I talked to Todd Graham coming back on the field, and I asked him what adjustments he wants to make. He said, we've got to stop them. But he also mentioned all the things that have gone wrong for them in the first half. Of course, the blocked punt, the bad snap. He said there's been so many things, but he said right now we're throwing on the perimeter. He said we've got to attack them on offense. And guys, I just love this from Manny Wilkins, their quarterback, coming back on the field, such a leader, yells at his team, stay poised, everybody, do your job. That's what you want from your quarterback. We'll see what they can do here in the second half.
Brian, very, very quickly in the second quarter, we saw Arizona State turn the game from 21-3 to 21-17. So they are certainly not in any sort of insurmountable hole. No. Down 18 to start the third quarter. I mean, anybody who was watching Labor Day weekend saw the 34-point comeback for UCLA against Texas A&M, for example.
You got 30 minutes to make something out of it, but they're really going to have to start with the defense. Like Leslie said about what Todd Graham said, they got to stop them on defense.
One of the top 1 or 2 high school recruits as a kicker in the nation is Brandon Ruiz, and a huge leg displayed on the kickoff. Texas Tech with a ball to start the second half. Here's the comparison, and look, both have done well, but Shimonek with more big plays, and of course finding the end zone with a much higher degree of frequency.
More big plays, but their receivers are better after the catch at Texas Tech, and that's what you see. A lot of short passes, long runs, and they've got some great athletes, some experienced good athletes that work hard every day to try and get playing time that are showing up on the field.
The running back is Justin Stockton. He carried more than any player for Texas Tech in the first half, with just 5 rushes for him for 27 yards. Backpedaling and throwing it away to start the second half is Nick Shimonek. That's sort of how the game started. Remember that Shimonek had 2 incompletions to start the game.
Well, one was a drop, but this one was a throwaway, so you got to factor that in when you look at the stats. There's nobody home, and he saves the negative play by getting rid of it once he's outside the pocket.
He was under duress from JoJo Wicker.
Yeah.
Wicker had a sack late in the first half.
Sure did. Here he is. Defensive tackle inside, experienced player, trying to get some push on that pocket.
Another experienced player alongside him on the defensive line, Tayshawn Smallwood. Tayshawn Smallwood hasn't missed a game. 41 straight at Arizona State. Long pass play. And it's Cantrell. And once again, a fantastic link-up between Shimanek and Cantrell.
Another back shoulder throw against Joey Bryant. The catch is unbelievable. He actually pinged this ball, I think, against his helmet here to secure it. It's just a one-handed catch.
Hey, Cole Beasley, you got some competition, baby, with a catch like that.
He caught that right wedge between his hand and his shoulder and his helmet. That's like Julian Edelman, like in the Super Bowl type of catch.
It's going to be reviewed. It stands as a 29-yard pass play to the Arizona State 46.
That catch is ridiculous. Joey Bryant can't cover. Look at that. And he gets it into his body and secures it.
Did it move a little at the last second, Brian?
It did. It did, but I don't know that you're going to be. He's got it secured right there. I mean, got it the whole way. I mean, look at these angles of this. Bump that right to Dylan Cantrell's resume reel. Come on. That's a highlight catch. Joey Bryant can't believe it on the outside. One of those catches that you can never stop looking enough at.
Chris Coit is the referee. In communication with replay official Chuck McFerrin.
We had a chance to visit with the replay officials during our thunderstorm break today.
Yeah, remember this game was supposed to start at 7 Central Time, started at 8.
The ruling on the field of a catch is confirmed. First down.
Brian, this puts Dylan Cantrell at 115 receiving yards tonight.
That catch is simply sensational. It never even touches his right hand the whole way.
Career high in receiving yards for Cantrell with the 115 this evening. And a great grab, just accounted for 29 of them. And they will throw it right back his way. When you make a catch like that, throw it to the sure-handed Cantrell again, and that's what Shimanek does. Bumped out by Chase Lucas. First down on the gain of 11.
You know, the thing about Shimanek here is his location. The location is away from the defender on all of these throws. These are stick throws away from the defender where only his guy can get it.
DeMarcus Felton in motion. Handed off to Stockton. A.J. Latu with the tackle.
They have so many different speeds that they can play at.
Well, this looks like warp speed right now. Faked it to Stockton. Shimanek stays in and takes a big hit and throws for the end zone. It's incomplete for Batson.
Well, this might be one of those one-word plays where everybody just knows what they have to do. And this is what Shimanek did in order to get the ball down the field. He stayed in there and took this hit from Smallwood. The fans are booing because they thought Batson was interfered in the end zone, but no call.
3rd and 8. In the first half, Texas Tech averaged a play every 18 seconds. They really went into overdrive a moment ago. But run the play clock all the way down to 1. Here comes the blitz. Shimanek got it away. Kiki QT makes the catch, but that is an outstanding tackle. Chad Adams didn't miss a tackle in the first 2 games of the year, and he brings down QT short by a yard.
That's an unbelievable throw by Shimanek to complete that ball.
4th and 1. Timeout Texas Tech before they go for it. Timeout on his first Texas Tech drive. 1:38 into the 3rd quarter. Texas Tech just took a timeout. Cliff Kingsbury wants his offense to go for it on 4th and 1 at the Arizona State 26 on the first possession of the second half.
It's the right call, too. Bill Bennett's trying to figure out the best way to stop this 4th and 1, but it's right in that no man's land or field goal. Not a guarantee. If you miss the field goal, you give Arizona State good field position. But this has always been the weakness of this offense is short yardage and goal line plays with your quarterback always in shotgun.
They have fumbled on the goal line tonight, Desmond Nisby, and we haven't seen him in the game since then, including here on short yardage with Stockton and Felton. And it's Stockton headed outside. He's in a lot of trouble and nowhere to go. A big hold by the Arizona State defense. Adams and Jamarcus Rhodes string the play out, and they hold on 4th down.
Big play by the defense. And I said that's the weakness of this offense, is they don't have a power run game. And really, they took Nisby off the field after the fumble. That's where he should have been. He should be in on this play. They're running wide here, and you can just see Arizona State's got him outflanked. And really, Stockton never had a chance. That's a great stop by Arizona State. Phil Bennett's got to feel pretty good exhorting his crew on the sidelines after that one.
Jamarcus Rhodes is a senior. He's from Southeast Texas, Orange, Texas, and a transfer from Kilgore Junior College.
That's Nisby right there. He's frustrated. His helmet's all buckled up. He wanted that 4th and 1 run.
Play fake to Kalen Ballage. Arizona State from their own 27. And a long heave to Kyle Williams. A beauty of a throw, and Williams tucks it in for the catch from Manny Wilkins.
Manny Wilkins saying, hey, I can throw it deep too. Just not Texas Tech quarterbacks. And first play they get in the second half, they launch one to Kyle Williams, who got behind the secondary. Good protection. And really good job by Manny to maneuver through the pocket to find that opening to launch it.
Went to the 19, 54 yards. Running play up the gut for Kalen Ballage. Ballage now 42 yards rushing the ball tonight.
Here's Kyle Williams waiting on this. Octavius Murray there, or Morgan, on the tackle.
Kept this time by Wilkins, and room to run. He'll slide with the 1st down, Brian.
Smart play by Manny Wilkins that time. Keeping it and then get down before the middle linebacker, Jordan Brooks, could put a hit on him. Real smart protecting himself.
1st and goal at the 8. Wilkins, quick throw. N'Keal Harry. Harry is just short of the goal line. Octavius Morgan kept him out of the end zone along with Vontae Dorsey.
That's a good tackle by Morgan, saving the touchdown, because he's got a little interference on the outside here, and Harry's about 220. Good job, Morgan, staying on her and getting him down.
2nd and goal inside the 1-yard line. Ballage, and Ballage, second effort. That's a big back. That's a tough back. And Kalen Ballage is in the end zone for the first time tonight.
That's a great drive. I mean, that's fast. That's Texas Tech-like fast. Taking it right down the field after the 4th down stop. And you can see Kalen Ballage was stopped and hit behind the line of scrimmage and kept that big, powerful body going.
In 2017, Arizona State has gone to the red zone 7 times and scored 7 touchdowns when they've gone into the red zone. Ballage from a yard out. Remember, this started whenever Arizona State's defense held on 4th and 1. 35-24, Texas Tech.
Arizona getting back in this game. Great drive by the offense, engineered by Manny Wilkins. He got the defensive stop, went right down the field, got themselves right back in this game.
Arizona State is trailed by as many as 18. Sun Devils now down by 11. Right now, let's go to Greg Wolf in Los Angeles for a Fox College football game break.
All right, thanks. We go to Seattle, number 6, UW and Fresno State. Last week, Dante Pettis broke Deshaun Jackson's Pac-12 record of punt returns for a touchdown with his 7th. He does it again. He goes 77 yards. Guys, Wes Welker and Antonio Perkins for the NCAA career mark with number 8. His 3rd straight game with a punt return for a score. Huskies lead 41-7 at the half. Mark, Brian, back to you.
Well, Washington not too far out in the future for Arizona State on the schedule, but the matter at hand is their last non-conference game and the difference between a winning or losing non-conference record. 1-1 for Arizona State going into play tonight. A win over New Mexico State, a loss last week at home to San Diego State, and a deficit of 11 points for the Sun Devils now on defense against Texas Tech after the touchback. Shimanek. Oh, and a little pop pass over the middle. Mason Reeds second catch tonight.
Good call the pop pass, Mark. We're seeing it all here. The old pop pass to the fullback tight end. Got behind the second level.
Went for 16 yards. Now rolling and throwing and juggled and dropped. Keke Coutee, who has 135, I'm sorry, receiving yards tonight.
He only drops the easy ones. Kobe Williams there in coverage. Coutee comes right back.
That's just the 7th incompletion in 32 throws tonight for fifth-year senior Nick Shimonek. Second career start tonight. Transfer from Iowa. Shovel pass. Justin Stockton. First down and a touchdown saver, perhaps, by Desmond Tautalatasi.
What a call. What a call. They sucked that defensive line up. Looked like they were going to get a pass rush and then shoveled the old sucker punch here. Boom. Perfect execution.
Quick snap, now running the ball. Stockton used a stiff arm. Gains 8. Christian Sam, after the 8-yard run, brings him to the turf.
I'm watching these Texas Tech offensive players. They don't even blink. Their eyes are so wide open. The quarterback doesn't blink. The running back doesn't blink. They just keep coming at you.
Last 2 plays have involved Justin Stockton. 19-yard shovel pass, 8-yard run. And at 400 on the button, throwing the football tonight, Nick Shimonek, passing yardage. Shimonek took it out of the guts and then slid shy of the first down by about a half yard.
Well, you already know that they're in 4-down territory. So even though it's better for him to slide and protect himself than to take an unnecessary hit. Cliff will go twice here as Nisby's back in the game here for the first time since his fumble.
And after Texas Tech couldn't cash in, 4th and 1. And almost the same spot on the field. And Nisby will have his chance for redemption and keeps the legs turning and has the first down on 3rd and 1, gain 3.
Well, you know, going back to Desmond Nisby, he fumbles at the goal line, so you send a message to him. But you got to get this kid back, and he's going to be a big part of this offense. They have not had a back like this with Cliff Kingsbury at the head coach. And they need him. They need to get him back. They should have had him in there on a 4th down before. But as he has power, no other back has here.
Dry started at the 25. Has covered 47 yards. And this one may cover the final 28. Derek Willies, touchdown, Texas Tech.
The 6th touchdown pass of the day for Nick Shimonek was off a double move here of Derek Willies. You're going to see it on the outside against Tautalatasi here, the safety. You can see he bites up. Perfect move. And Willies, who's been instrumental in blocking for touchdowns, gets his first touchdown of the day. And Shimonek is, I don't even know how to describe what he's doing out here.
Second touchdown reception of the year for Derek Willies last year against Arizona State. He had a 59-yard touchdown reception. This one is just about half of that, from 28 yards out. Shimonek to Derek Willies, and they celebrate, pushing that lead back to 18 points here in Lubbock, Texas.
Here's tonight's Schlotzsky's playbook. This is how Derek Willies got open. You're going to get this corner blitz with the safety over the top, and then you're going to get a double move on the outside by Derek Willies, and he's going to get behind him. And Nick Shimonek is going to put this ball up with touch. Allowing Willies to go in the end zone. Perfect execution there. That's Schlotzsky's playbook here tonight.
How many back shoulder throws have been?
A bunch.
I mean, spot on tonight for Nick Shimonek. Running up the field with Malage, caught it just outside the 5. Jadian High, who had the blocked punt. That was a big swing in the first half, late at the end, with the special teams tackle. DeMario Richard is the running back right now for Arizona State. And the catch is made. Terrell Chapman, first grab for the sophomore.
Well, the Sun Devils wanted to come out here tonight and really work on the run game, but they don't have time to do it right now. This is on Manny Wilkins, his right arm, and how well the offensive line can protect him right now.
8 yards to Chapman. They will to keep the defense honest, run the ball on 2nd and 2, and nowhere to go for DeMario Richard. Returning to play tonight after only 1 carry in the first 2 games. Brian, he's at 7 carries, 18 yards in the game.
Yeah, I mean, that play by Eli Howard got to him before he got going, and this sets up this 3rd and 1.
4 of 8 on 3rd downs. Again, Richard, and they stack things up in the middle. Eli Howard again.
Back-to-back plays by Howard, getting penetration. Texas Tech fans aren't really sure how to cheer for defense here very often, but they're getting a chance right now.
Eli Howard from San Angelo Central High School and transferred to Texas Tech from North Texas.
Going straight to Sparky here with Caleb Balazs.
Man, the field position, their own 30. 4th and 1. Balazs waiting for something to open up, and it may have. It may have, but just barely.
And it was, if they got it, and I think they did, it's off that spin and extra effort here, because he gets hit behind the line of scrimmage. There's the spin, and then the lunge across the 36.
But Nick Ralston threw a good block in the interior as well.
Good eyesight there, Mark. Good job.
Now Wilkins back at quarterback and just has to throw it to the feet of DeMario Richard. The pass doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage, but there was a receiver in the area. Willie Sykes was breathing down the neck of Wilkins. Yeah,
Willie Sykes with some penetration there. Just forcing that errant throw, and all Wilkins was trying to do was just get rid of the ball, get to 2nd down.
Sykes, a transfer from Arkansas. He had a pick against Eastern Washington 2 weeks ago.
Sure did. Good middle linebacker out here. Watch for that blitz right now from Jordan Brooks.
Wilkins from the 36, and down to N'Keal Harry. We've seen accuracy tonight out of Nick Shimanek, and a bullet throw on target by Wilkins to N'Keal Harry.
Well, he had to really rifle that ball into a zone coverage. Quick hands by N'Keal Harry to bring that ball in.
From the Arizona State 36 to the Texas Tech 36. Harry again. And Harry able to fight off Jashawn Johnson, markers down. Cliff Kingsbury, you can see him pointing that that's against Arizona State.
Offense number 87, 10-yard penalty. Replay 1st down.
It's Tommy Hudson, who was in the slot, wide receiver. Fine line out there as a wide receiver blocking. When the ball's in the air like this, here's Hudson right here. He's going to go make this block, and yeah, I mean, it's a good call. All you have to do is shield him. You don't have to take him to the ground. You don't have to, all you have to do is just get in front of him right there. Shield him. What are you saying?
Well, there's been a change in the call.
Well, I thought we had the call right on Hudson.
Now we are not hearing anything to explain further from Chris Coit. It will be 2nd down and 5 at the Texas Tech 31. Erase the penalty, and it's room to run. Wow, absorbing a hit is DeMario Richard. Keshawn Allen tried to put the hurt on DeMario Richard, but Richard stands tough.
Well, Keshawn Allen is from the same high school as his coach there out of Mesquite, Texas. That was a good hit by Keshawn Allen to get Richard down, who's a big back, 220 pounds. Got a compact frame. Best run of the night for D. Rich.
To the 21. Wilkins is keeping, and that's a lateral, and it is caught, and scooting down the sideline and into the end zone, Frank Darby. Statistically, that should go for a run. A rushing touchdown for Darby, the redshirt freshman.
Well, it's thrown as a lateral. It's a read option. Wilkins has the ball, and then his 3rd option is to get the ball out to Darby, which he does, and it's a perfect point guard play. You're going to get the fake in here. You're going to come outside right now. Now, he looks like a runner, but he puts the ball in his right hand, brings 3 Texas Tech defenders to him, and then Ryan Jenkins throws the final block for Darby to find the end zone.
Nicely done. How much did Todd Graham this week, when we talked to him, speak about execution? How well is this play executed? The lateral to Frank Darby. He goes into the end zone from 21 yards out. It's an 11-point game.
They have so much speed on that defensive line right now.
Big kick by Brandon Ruiz. It's a touchback. Here's Leslie McCaslin. Leslie.
Well, guys, Cliff Kingsbury had high praise for his quarterback before tonight's game. This, I still can't believe. He said they have practices where the ball literally doesn't touch the ground, if you can believe that. But Nick Shimonek has been very accurate, as he said he would be. 53 of 64 over his last game and a half now. Something that Tech looks for in their quarterbacks, but also they think it's improved upon by a high number of reps that they get at practice.
And I think that more than just the incompletions, and obviously that low number is very, very impressive, but the accuracy of some very difficult throws. This is not dinking and dunking.
No, this isn't bubble screens and just hitch screens.
Running play, Justin Stockton. We'll see a few of those over the remaining 21 minutes of the game, enough to keep the opposing defenses honest, Brian, but not many.
No, but we were talking about, to Cliff, about, you know, the vertical passing game. They have a day, it's just vertical day. It's just deep shots, like half the amount of reps, but they just take their shots down the field. Here comes one.
Medium deep throw, and Derek Willis, who caught the touchdown pass on the last drive, hangs on. That was not a clean catch, but it was a catch nonetheless, and he fights for the first down.
Well, that throw was on timing. That's a comeback there to the sticks, to the first down marker. And when Willis turned around, the ball was right in his hands, right in the box in front of his chest.
For 10 yards to the 36. Shimonek with a lot of time. Kiki QT comes back for it and tries to sidestep Devontae King.
A little comparison between last year and tonight. Texas Tech threw for 540. They're 100 yards away right now.
Last year, the two teams combined for 123 points. Brian pointing out during the break, they are 50 points still away from that tonight. With a 42-31 Red Raiders advantage. Ball at midfield.
It's only 7 touchdowns, Mark.
Nisby. Desmond Nisby back in for his second carry of the second half. Brought down by Christian Sam after a run of 6.
Good job by the left guard that time. Jacob Hines getting some movement up front against Smallwood.
From Long Beach City College, Jacob Hines.
Get that towel out of there.
Nick Shimonek at 452 passing yards, 6 touchdowns tonight. Nisby will run it again. Nisby driving and may have the first down. It looked like that was just about done for, a yard shy, but Nisby with, I think you would probably classify that or characterize that as his 3rd effort on the run. First down to the 40 and wasting no time. Floats it out, caught by Kiki QT. Out of bounds right at the first down marker. Words with Devontae King afterwards.
He's a tough guy to get down to the ground, man. He's got something special after he touches the ball where he can just keep the play alive. So sudden. They watch a lot of tape of Antonio Brown and how he catches the ball and what he does after it. I think some of it's starting to run off.
9 for 160 tonight. And Shimonek under heavy pressure, just unable to complete it to Dante Thompson. Meanwhile, Abe Thompson, who's getting some snaps, because remember in the first half, Karan Crump went out for the Arizona State defensive line, and Abe Thompson is one of the players absorbing those snaps with Crump out of the game.
They don't play a lot of people on defense. These guys get a lot of snaps, but they're getting into their depth, and there's Karan Crump now, and it's just sad to see him on crutches. I hope he gets back soon.
One of the best pass rushers in the Pac-12. Shimanek to Kiki QT. This will tie his best in terms of receptions in a game. That is number 10 tonight.
Yeah.
At 10 last year in a game against Oklahoma.
You know, Mark, the key to it's one thing to complete a pass, but when he keeps putting it in location where the receiver doesn't break stride, and then you get the yards after the catch, that's a big function of what these receivers are able to do.
168 receiving yards for Kiki QT, the junior from Lufkin, Texas. By Tech standards, maybe you would call this a glacial pace on the drive for the Red Raiders. Up 11, down to 3:20 left in the third quarter. 3rd and 2. Shimanek buys time. Under pressure before he threw it away from Christian Sam.
Here comes the field goal team for the first time tonight.
Would extend the lead to 14 points if Clayton Hatfield, who's made 90% of his field goal attempts over the last 2 seasons. 27 out of 30.
Shouldn't did a good job of just keeping that play alive and just dumping that ball so that it wasn't a negative yards, make this an easier field goal attempt.
And by the way, it's not Hatfield kicking. Now, Hatfield missed the first game with an injury. He's kicked tonight, but Michael Barton is going to be called on to kick. And Barton handles it very nicely.
Measures his steps here. These field goal kickers and kickoff players are precision like this.
From the goal line, Balazs. Senior from Peyton, Colorado. Arizona State's last 2 drives have resulted in punching the ball into the end zone. They'll start 79 yards away on this one. Wilkins a little bit too high. Trying to find Terrell Chapman.
Not many misses here, but that Octavius Morgan has come in and played some good football tonight for Texas Tech. They wanted to fix their defense. They went the JUCO route. I think they got some good players. He's a big body out there at over 6 feet. David Gibbs excited that he thinks he can line up in the Big 12 this year with real corners that can defend like he is on N'Keal Harry here. Right in the grill.
Delay handoff, Balazs with a cutback. And Balazs is chased down by Zach Barnes and by Jordan Brooks.
Jordan Brooks having a good night tonight. Leading tackler for this Red Raider defense a year ago. There's Zach Barnes. Big third down effort right now for both sides.
Needing 4 yards and throwing and caught Morgan, who was right there stride for stride, but just a turn back and adjustment made by N'Keal Harry.
It was what they call a 50-50 ball. Either guy could have had it, but Harry had his eyes on it first. This is nothing but low post basketball here. Just getting his big body in front of Morgan's big body and shielding him. Nice touch by Wilkins.
That went for 16 yards to N'Keal Harry. His 10th catch tonight. Big arm, but too tall for Jalen Harvey on the throw down the seam. Deep over the middle by Wilkins.
Well, Wilkins is getting time right now. He's got time to scan the field, get the ball out. That man, Billy Napier, spent the last 5 years coaching wide receivers at Alabama. He was telling us about he learned more from Nick Saban in 1 year than he learned in the previous 10 years combined.
After the incompletion, 2nd and 10. And this is the 11th catch of the game. Just put up with feathery touch. It floats down to N'Keal Harry, and he's bumped out of bounds ultimately by Douglas Coleman.
Well, he was so open because the corner fell down on the outside, and you're going to see it right here. Little jam right there, and Morgan goes down. One thing about N'Keal Harry, he's got great body control.
26 on that play will put N'Keal Harry at 110 receiving yards in the game. Kyle Williams comes back for the catch. And he's wrestled down by Jalen Lane. But another first down. Arizona State crisply moving on offense here late in the third quarter.
And it's all Wilkins. I mean, he's throwing every type of ball you can get right now. Wonder if Texas Tech is starting to get a little bit tired here. Been on the field a lot.
To the sideline to Harry. And he makes sure to pick it up. I don't think it was a lateral. It should be an incompletion, but smart decision by Harry to ensure that nothing disastrous happens.
Yeah, he just simply took his eyes off it. One of the few drops by him tonight, and he's been impressive.
11 for 110 for the sophomore from Chandler, Arizona. Led Arizona State in receiving last year in the game with Texas Tech, catching 6 for 72. Kept by Manny Wilkins. Wilkins will slide inside the 10. Kept himself away from a big hit from Jordan Brooks.
Yeah, well, wasn't all the hit because he does a good job of just sliding here and protecting himself. Still takes a shot from Brooks. Wait, I take it all back. He took a hell of a shot from Brooks.
Even though the angle of the slide was carrying him away from the pursuit of the defender, Brooks still got his shot in against Wilkins. Now 3rd and 3 at the 10. Juggled and caught. Kyle Williams racing for the end zone. He's in. It's a 7-point game if they make the extra point.
What an effort by Wilkins to keep that play alive. Gets up a little limpy, but Kyle Williams is putting on a display too. In a game where so many wide receivers are having big games, Kyle Williams is right there with the best of them. This little flare out of the backfield. Stiff arm here to Keshawn Allen. He gets another touchdown catch here this evening.
There are 4 receivers in the game tonight with at least 110 receiving yards. Harry and Williams for Arizona State. Kiki Qt and Dylan Cantrell for Texas Tech.
Well, Wilkins is looking left, but look at that. I mean, there's Willie Sykes right there on him, bringing him down, and Williams into the end zone, and we got ourselves a heck of a fourth quarter to get ready for it. Williams looking a little tired. He's earned it.
He's caught 7 for 111 tonight and 2 times into the end zone.
He's an exciting player. Really exciting.
Really elevating in terms of role this year from his redshirt freshman season last year when he only caught 6 passes. Kyle Williams has already caught 14 passes through 2 games and 3 quarters.
Well, this run-pass option offense that they have is being pretty well executed right now.
Yes. And execution was a word that was mentioned frequently this week when we chatted with Todd Graham, Arizona State's head coach. Breakout game was another term that he used. 37 seconds left in the third quarter. Here is Leslie McCaslin. Leslie.
Well, guys, they believe Kyle Williams is one of their best skill players. And with John Humphrey out this week at wide receiver, they said he would get more playing time. They wanted to give him more opportunities. But get this, he actually moved over from DB in the spring. Hadn't been a wide receiver since high school. And clearly, he's making the most of that opportunity he got this week.
7 catches, 111 yards. Now the Texas Tech offense on the field.
Good shot there of Shimanek in shotgun behind an offensive line that's played pretty well tonight.
Both teams have 1 turnover tonight. And also on special teams, Texas Tech has blocked a punt. Pitch and catch to Kiki Qt. I bring that up, Brian, because as you go into the fourth quarter and with offenses chewing up yards at another electric pace tonight, you just wonder, will a defensive play, a turnover forced?
Well, Cliff Kingsbury has told us many times here, it comes down to turnovers and the turnover ratio. And that separates a lot of these games that are these shootout type of performances that we see. It's like they're going to be content to run this quarter out. There it is.
The third quarter ended with a drive by Arizona State, and then Texas Tech with one last snap, an 8-yard pass play to Kiki Qt. Do not go anywhere. We have a thrilling 15 minutes coming your way of Fox College football. Red Raiders at home, up by 7. To start the fourth quarter, 2nd down and 2, and falling down after taking the handoff is Desmond Nisby. A crowd of over 58,000 watching tonight in Lubbock, Texas. 45-38, Texas Tech leads Arizona State. We have started the fourth quarter.
Not really a smooth handoff between Shimanek and Nisby that time. Lucky that ball didn't get on the ground.
Nisby has the only Texas Tech turnover tonight. A fumble in the 2nd quarter. They'll have a shot at redemption after going down for no gain on the not-so-smooth handoff between the two. They'll stay in the block. From the other side, Shimanek twirls and throws in desperation because of heavy pressure and could not connect with Keke Coutee.
Well, Phil Bennett said, we're not going to sit back and just let Shimanek pick our team apart. We're going to make him get out of the ball, get the ball out of his hands fast. You can see he comes after him with max pressure, and Shimanek's not happy with Keke Coutee right there. He turned the wrong way to adjust to the ball.
Nisby was able to pick up one blitzer, but DeMonte King came in without having a hand laid on him. Dominic Panazzolo from Adelaide, Australia. Punt back to Ryan Newsom. Newsom changing direction, running out of a tackle, and then leveled. Mason Reed is making his presence felt in numerous ways tonight. He's caught a touchdown pass and a bone-crushing hit on special teams by the fullback from Cisco, Texas.
It looks like he's leading right with his shoulder here.
After review, the contact by the kicking team player was ruled legal. There is no foul on the play. 1st down.
Jason Reed a little relieved there. All right.
Brian, frequently you hear in basketball up-tempo teams don't like have other teams playing up-tempo against them.
Yep.
And Arizona State playing up-tempo offense against Texas Tech, an average of just under 18 seconds per play in the 2nd half, is really picking things up on offense, and now a 1st down run and refusing to go down. Demario Richard finally goes down at the hands of 4 or 5 Texas Tech defenders, but this is a drive to tie the game early in the 4th quarter for Arizona State on the road.
Well, Arizona State has been down as many as 18 points a couple of times today. And that's, you talk about playing up tempo, that's what it's been. Long drives, under 3 minutes each.
2 9-play drives that took less than 3 minutes of game time off the clock. Richard with one right side shoulder pad hanging out of his jersey. Hit by Jordan Brooks on the run, which is enough for a 1st down for Demario Richard.
He's not too concerned about getting that pad covered up. He just wants the ball again.
Richard has carried it 11 times tonight. Now number 12. 12 doesn't produce a whole lot, just falling over midfield into Texas Tech territory.
Well, they've got 2 great receivers here that we've seen tonight, Kyle Williams and N'Keal Harry. The ball's been, in these situations, been going to him back and forth. Texas Tech has had a hard time defending him. There's N'Keal.
N'Keal Harry, 11 catches, 110 yards. Again, Richard, and waiting for a hole to open up. He's dragged down by Deshaun Johnson.
That Deshaun Johnson plays a lot bigger than his 185 pounds. His dad played for the Dallas Cowboys. Keith Davis, good special team player, good defender. Pretty proud of what his son is doing.
From Ennis, Texas, Deshaun Johnson. A tackle after a 5-yard run. 12 minutes to go. Arizona State on a drive trying to tie the game with a 3rd and 4. Kyle Williams, who's had a fine night tonight, is in motion. They will run the ball again, kept by quarterback Manny Wilkins, and hit low by Dakota Allen, and hit high by Broderick Washington, and stopped after a 1-yard gain. Arizona State converted a 4th and 1 at their own 30 earlier in the 2nd half. This is 4th and 3 at the Texas Tech 44 with 11:27 to go. an empty backfield. Manny Wilkins. Who will he go to? And it's N'Keal Harry. Absolutely no surprise on who he goes to. And Harry with the catch to convert down near the 25.
And it's just his ability to use his big body. The coverage is perfect by Jalen Lane. I mean, it's right in the right spot. Everything about the coverage is good. The throw and the body by N'Keal Harry was the difference.
It's officially to the 27, 17 yards for N'Keal Harry. Kalen Ballage gains 5 on a middle run on first down.
2 fourth-down conversions here to keep drives alive. One by that man, Ballage. The other one by N'Keal Harry in the second half.
Arizona State's 3 previous second-half drives have all finished in the end zone. What will happen on drive number 4? Big hit. Wow, Ballage. Freight train met him. Broderick Washington.
Much bigger inside than they've been, and deeper. Broderick Washington's done a good job fighting off the blocks.
From Longview, Texas.
Yep.
295 pounds.
Yeah.
And all of that force behind the hit delivered to Ballage. The gain was 1 yard. 10 minutes left. Throwing slant, caught, all kinds of room. N'Keal Harry, touchdown, Arizona State. Caught one on 4th down to keep the drive going, catches one on 3rd down to put Arizona State a PAT away from a tie game.
And that was a breakdown in the secondary. One of the few today for Texas Tech. Here he is coming out of a bunch formation. You see nobody picks him up. 2 guys run with the inside receiver, and that's why they went to the bunch. And Texas Tech broke down that time.
Not a perfect snap, but everything handled nicely. Holder Josh Prokraka got it down, and it's sent through by Brandon Ruiz. Here it is, 21 yards to N'Keal Harry. First time into the end zone tonight on his 13th catch of the game.
The pressure for the first time this year is on Šimunek to execute a drive to try and get this lead back.
Arizona State's had 4 drives tonight in the second half, all ending in touchdowns. Here's how the last one found its way into the end zone.
Yeah, 2 guys are going to run with the inside receiver here, and N'Keal Harry's going to pop open. There it is. Breakdown right there in assignments. Playing a little man-free coverage, free safety, and man-to-man underneath, and that happens. That's why you run the bunch formation, and N'Keal Harry's telling everybody about it that wants to listen. And Nick Šimunek right here got his offense out here. They looked unstoppable at times tonight. They need to answer that score by Arizona State.
There are 4 starting wide receivers in a spread. Kiki Kuti, Cameron Batson, Dylan Cantrell, and Derek Willies are the only wide receivers to catch a pass tonight. They played a huge chunk of the game as Šimunek has to throw this ball away under pressure.
I thought it was A.J. Latu that pressured him right there, and he's playing that role of Karan Crump, who's out for the game, and he got quick pressure that time, forcing that throw by Šimunek just to get rid of it.
Already has 2.5 sacks this year. A.J. Latu. This drive starts at the 25.
There's Latu here, rushing over the left tackle, Akamanu.
Abe Thompson's the other defensive end. And that's juggled and caught, and Batson bounced off the tackle. He is spotted at the 33.
He's going to be shy here. This is going to be 3rd and about less than a yard. Is this Desmond Nisby time here? 3rd and less than a 1.
4 for 8 tonight.
Yeah.
Texas
Nisby
Tech on 3rd downs, and Nisby is in. Arizona State's defensive line says the movement happened in the Texas Tech offensive line, and it did.
76, 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Paul Stawar, center.
Yeah, kind of jerked the ball, and I think that's the first penalty by an offensive lineman for Texas Tech tonight. A rebuilt offensive line.
Now, the problem with penalties was that one drive by Arizona State in the second quarter where the Texas Tech defense had 4 penalties.
Yep, no doubt.
It's only the 6th penalty for the Texas Tech Red Raiders tonight. 4 of them came on one drive by their defense. Dramatic change of things now from 3rd and a long yard needed to 3rd and 6. Trey King will go out into the pattern from the backfield. Shimanek looking. Markers down. Shimanek keeps the play alive. Now finally he'll have to eat it. Down he goes from JoJo Wicker. And a flag came in several seconds before that sack where you would think a hold is called.
Holding. Offense number 76. The penalties decline. 4th down.
And that's on Stawar as the center, and that was against only a 3-man rush. That's why Shimanek was holding the ball so long. They had 8 guys in coverage. You're going to see just 3 guys are rushing. Here's the hold in the middle as he takes the defender down, Wicker down. Shimanek's just trying to dodge a bunch of Sun Devils, and that's a great stop for Arizona State. And you can feel this momentum is completely shifted here to the Sun Devils.
In a game with 90 combined points, we just saw a 3 and out. Dominic Panazzolo with the punt, fielded on the fair catch by Ryan Newsom. Arizona State has only led 1 time tonight at 3-0, but they'll have a drive to go in front next.
Arizona State has completely taken the momentum away. Melly Wilkins playing an incredible second half of football.
And the running game getting on track. And as Richard will go right up the gut, shot out of a cannon. That's 42 rushing plays, 36 pass plays for Arizona State tonight.
And they have juggled their offensive line. Remember, they had 2 back-to-back bad snaps by both Cabral and McCollum that led to bad plays, 1 turnover. They've overcome that right now. And that group, Steve Miller right there, the big right guard, 325 pounds right there, doing a good job of stabilizing this offense in the second half.
Real commitment to the running game. 5 yards just picked up by Richard, trying to dip around traffic in the middle, and that won't happen. Broderick Washington, who's had a bigger and bigger impact on the game as the night has gone on.
No question. Much bigger inside than they've been. Better players setting up this 3rd down. Red Raider fans here are all standing. They know how big this is in a tie game. If Texas Tech get a stop, because if they stop them here, they will not go for it on 4th down. They will punt the ball away from this location. Got to watch where Harry's at.
Timeout. 3rd and 3 for Arizona State at their 49 and a tie game. Wilkins hoping for a safety valve. He puts it up, and it's incomplete, trying to go to Ballage. And Ballage with a whole lot of bodies around him. They bump him off the ball. Jordan Brooks forced the difficult throw. And the pass play to Ballage was broken up.
Well, it was a bizarre play, Mark, because when Wilkins bootlegged, there was nobody over there. Ballage just kind of leaked out late as a safety valve, but there was nobody there on the play.
Timeouts are 1 for Arizona State and 2 for Texas Tech. So that is certainly of a high degree of importance as we head into the last 6.5 minutes.
Biggest stop of the night for Texas Tech.
Now they'll get the ball back with a very shifty return man, Cameron Batson, but he won't have a chance to return. The last time Texas Tech scored was the field goal by Michael Barton with 3:06 to go in the 3rd quarter. They start this drive at the 10, and the first play is a pass on the money to Dylan Cantrell.
Well, so huge in the first half was Cantrell. One big catch after another to go with some touchdowns, and they're going to try and regain that rhythm they had in that first half.
7 for 141 tonight. for Dylan Cantrell, and Nick Shimanek goes over 500 passing yards. 502. That went for 15. Too high. Jamarcus Rhodes lurking behind Kiki QT.
Well, the coverage has been much better. Not getting the easy throws and the run after the catch here in the second half. And for Cliff Kingsbury, this drought feels like a couple of weeks.
Running it. Justin Stockton, a cutback. That's a big tackle by Christian Sam for Arizona State.
Yeah, he just told you about it, too. Because Stockton had a lot of green grass to run. Look at him. Man, that thing looked big to him. It's as big as those eyes do right now. And Sam shut that down in the open field. Huge tackle for Christian Sam.
Second on the team in tackles this year behind fellow linebacker DJ Calhoun. And a massive tackle just made to hold that play to 2 yards. 3rd and 8. Shimanek all day. He finds a receiver, Cameron Betson, caught for a first down. Up to the 38.
Great poise by Shimanek that time. Knowing that he had time, only a 3-man rush, had protection.
Very quick snap. They'll go to Stockton, and Stockton is wrestled down. Big man, JoJo Wicker at 273 with the tackle.
Well, they said that both Wicker and Smallwood are big-time players in the Pac-12. They showed that tonight. They played a lot of snaps here tonight, too.
Gain of a yard for Stockton on just his 11th run of the night. Play clock winding down. Great pocket. Shimanek. Good coverage. Flag comes in. Chad Adams, the defender against Kiki QT. That is only the 3rd penalty tonight for Arizona State, which is what they average a game, 3rd fewest in the nation.
Well, you're going to see, I don't know. I mean, that looked like it was pretty good coverage by Adams on QT. Didn't grab him, didn't pull his jersey, just kind of running with him.
The penalty will move the ball across midfield. Desmond Nisby at running back. And he'll have a chance to the 45. And another yard after that contact to the 45.
Mark, what's missing from this Red Raider offense right now is the tempo. I mean, they're just taking a lot of time. They're not crisp right now. When that tempo is going, their offense really finds a different rhythm. They're going to try and capture it here on this 2nd down.
Play clock at 15 seconds. 2nd and 5, and it comes out quickly. And it's a strike to Dylan Cantrell. Cantrell against Chase Lucas out in the pattern, and Cantrell makes catch number 8 tonight.
And it's another of those back shoulder throws here. Look at Cantrell adjust to that ball in the air. The coverage is good. The throw's better.
Stockton running. Stockton stays on his feet into the red zone. And Stockton, the play finally stops around the 18-yard line. Brian, a phrase common in football these days with big receivers is catch radius, and that's what Dylan Cantrell has, a very big catch radius. We just saw it a moment ago.
Well, he's never been a 6'3", and those mitts of his, those hands, he touches the ball, he catches it. His best night ever as a Red Raider in this air raid offense.
The running play by Stockton gained 8 yards to the 17. Texas Tech over 600 yards of offense. And some more added on. Kiki QT, it will be first and goal. A pass and a run after the catch. 10 yards in all to the 7-yard line.
One of the things to consider right now is the clock. As it ticks under 2 minutes and 48 seconds. Can they take more time off the clock? As you can see, they're slowing things down just a little bit, milking it some.
I certainly do think that explains some of the easing up of the tempo for Texas Tech on this drive, which started after a hold by their defense and then the punt down to the 10-yard line. First and goal of the 7. Fade for Cantrell. Going up for the jump ball, incomplete. Could not get a foot down inbounds against coverage of Kobe Williams.
Good coverage by Williams.
Yeah.
I mean, he's trying to drag it, trying to make that leg go dead. They call it the toe tap drag.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. Second down.
You got to do everything you can here for Texas Tech to think touchdown. Because the way that Manny Wilkins has played, it doesn't need much time to come down and answer your score. But you'd also like to take a little bit more time off the clock. So I'm thinking run right here for Texas Tech.
And the pistol in the backfield, Nisby and Stockton. And Nisby will run, and a little bit of wheel shown by the big man. An acceleration off the handoff to the 3-yard line.
And it's so important to remember the first half fumble by Nisby at the goal line.
Right.
The difference in this 45-45 game.
There's a helmet-to-helmet hit from Devontae King.
We're going to take a look at it, I think.
Arizona State has just used their final timeout.
Well, they want to save as much time on the clock here on this third down. And they know that the clock can be the enemy as well, so they want to save and preserve as much time as possible. Take a look here at his power pistol formation, Nisby. Ooh, there's the hit. That is target. I don't know. I mean, there it is. DeMonte King missed the first 2 games with his bad shoulder. Phil Bennett was happy to get him back in today. They had looked at a call earlier on Mason Reed for targeting.
Right. Wasn't called on the play, but it was then reviewed after the fact.
You can review a call like that, but nobody is looking at that right now. What is Cliff thinking about here on this third down? Got to be thinking touchdown here.
And remember, earlier, Michael Barden attempted just his 4th field goal in 3 seasons here at Texas Tech. Clayton Hatfield was kicking earlier tonight. He's their #1 kicker, but he did not kick in the first game due to injury.
Wow. Great run formation with quarterback under center the first time tonight.
And Mason Reed and Nisby in the game, but they go to Cantrell. He leaps into the end zone. Touchdown. Running play by the big receiver.
What a call. Special play. Special play, special situation, and perfectly executed. You never see a Texas Tech quarterback underneath the center. Power formation all the way. The reverse to Cantrell. And then what a night for Dylan Cantrell. That's all you got? That's all you got, Cliff? That's your reaction? Wow.
He knows there's a lot of work to do, Brian.
He's still, you're right.
1:55 to go. The lead is 52-45, Texas.
I mean, unbelievable effort. So many players here tonight.
Important kickoff by Michael Barden. And a lot of leg into it. Touchback, 25-yard line. Rain delayed and lightning and a bad thunderstorm delayed the start of the game an hour. There's a moderate shower falling now, and there's a pass that's completed on the first play of the drive. Arizona State needs a touchdown to tie the game. They're out of timeouts. That went to Jalen Harvey for 11 yards.
Well, the 11 yards is key because it stops the clock while they reset the ball. Now it starts.
At 1:40 and counting. To Wilkins. Officially 12 yards on the play. High for Balazs. Incomplete.
Manny Wilkins in this game down 21-3 early, down 28-17. All kinds of deficits have brought him back to tie it up, and now trying to tie it up again.
But trying to do it without the luxury of a timeout. Out of bounds and first downs and incompletions, they're ways to stop the clock. And Wilkins with a rifle throw. It went off the back of the defender, it looks like. Justice Parker was back covering N'Keal Harry, the go-to target for Arizona State.
Yeah. You see N'Keal Harry at the top here. Just an underneath coverage that time. They had two safeties deep, so that's two deep man under. Played that coverage perfect.
Ballage in the backfield, 3rd and 10. Hold the phone, marker comes in.
False start. Offense, number 51. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Zach Robertson, who moved into the starting lineup tonight at left tackle. And an ill-timed penalty puts Arizona State in a more difficult 3rd down with 1:28 left. From their own 32, here comes the rush. It's a sack for the Texas Tech defense. Zach Barnes led the charge.
Just a 4-man rush by David Gibbs. He played the sticks that time, meaning he just kept everything in front of him. Once Wilkins pivoted and turned around, the rush got him.
Now it will be 4th down, and a West Texas mile is what Arizona State needs. They're going to throw it deep, incomplete.
Red Raider fans are guns up here. Defense came up big the last 2 drives.
Texas Tech wanted payback for what transpired in Tempe, Arizona last September, losing 68-55. David Gibbs said yesterday they watched that film because you are what you put on video, and the defense delivered 2 stops, Brian, late in the game, forced a punt, follow that up with a winning drive, and then up by 7, a defensive stand in the waning minutes.
Take nothing away from Manny Wilkins.
Heck of an effort.
Battle as hard as he possibly could. But this Texas Tech defense, they needed some success. They got it here. They're going to victory formation this. No timeouts. They can run this with 1 more snap. Cliff Kingsbury, his team is going to go to 2-0, and he's told us yesterday he spent a lot of time with the defense this year. He just thought it was important for his presence to be in there. He's got a good football team.
His own players in exit interviews are some of the ones who told him it was important that he was in there. They will go to 2-0, and a trip looming to Houston to play the Cougars in one more non-conference game next week.